Section 6 of the Expedition of Humphry Clinker. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org. Recording by Martin Geeson. The Expedition of Humphry Clinker by Tobias Smollett. Section 6. To Sir WATKIN PHILLIPS, Baronet, of Jesus College, Oxford. Dear Phillips, as I have nothing more at heart than to convince you that I am incapable of forgetting or neglecting the friendship I made at college, now begin that correspondence by letters which you and I agreed at parting to cultivate. I begin it sooner than I intended, that you may have it in your power to refute any idle reports which may be circulated to my prejudice at Oxford, touching a foolish quarrel in which I have been involved on account of my sister, who had been some time settled here in a boarding school. When I came hither with my uncle and aunt, who are our guardians, to fetch her away, I found a fine tall girl of 17 with an agreeable person, but remarkably simple and quite ignorant of the world. This disposition and want of experience had exposed her to the addresses of a person, I know not what to call him, who had seen her at a play, and with a confidence and dexterity peculiar to himself found means to be recommended to her acquaintance. It was by the greatest accident I intercepted one of his letters. As it was my duty to stifle this correspondence in its birth, I made it my business to find him out, and tell him very freely my sentiments of the matter. The spark did not like the style I used, and behaved with abundance of mettle. Though his rank in life, which by the by I am ashamed to declare, did not entitle him to much deference, yet as his behaviour was remarkably spirited, I admitted him to the privilege of a gentleman, and something might have happened had not we been prevented. In short, the business took air, I know not how, and made abundance of noise. Recourse was had to justice. I was obliged to give my word and honour, etc., and tomorrow morning we set out for Bristol Wells, where I expect to hear from you by the return of the post. I have got into a family of originals, whom I may one day attempt to describe for your amusement. My aunt, Mrs. Tabitha Bramble, is a maiden of 45, exceedingly starched, vain, and ridiculous. My uncle is an odd kind of humourist, always on the fret, and so unpleasant in his manner, that rather than be obliged to keep him company, I'd resign all claim to the inheritance of his estate. Indeed, his being tortured by the gout may have soured his temper, and perhaps I may like him better on further acquaintance. Certain it is, all his servants and neighbours in the country are fond of him, even to a degree of enthusiasm, the reason of which I cannot as yet comprehend. Remember me to Griffy Price, Gwyn, Mansell, Bassett, and all the rest of my old Cambrian companions. Salute the bedmaker in my name. Give my service to the cook, and pray take care of poor Ponto, for the sake of his old master, who is, and ever will be, dear Phillips, your affectionate friend and humble servant, Jerry Melford, Gloucester, April 2nd. End of section 6.